right, so buckle up because today we're diving headfirst into a real head-scratcher.
A mystery that's been puzzling folks for almost, 2 decades now?
You got it. The disappearance of Maura Murray.
A case that just, it leaves you with more questions than answers, even after all this time.
Exactly. We're talking 2004. Maura, a 21-year-old nursing student at UMass Amherst, vanishes. Poof. Gone.
And it all starts with a car accident up in Haverhill, New Hampshire. Small town, White Mountains, snow falling. You can practically picture it.
And that's where the mystery begins. We'll be digging through excerpts from The Disappearance of Maura Murray for this deep dive. This text really goes deep, tries to untangle this whole thing. It's fascinating, really, because before she disappeared, Maura's life seemed pretty, normal, good student, bright future, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, she seemed to be doing well. Promising nursing student, had her whole life ahead of her.
Right, so how does someone like that just vanish? It's like a puzzle with half the pieces missing. And to make things even more confusing, in the days leading up to her disappearance, things start to get a little, strange.
Yeah, there are some odd details. Like, just days before, she has this minor car accident, and there are these whispers about her being under a lot of pressure academically,
I mean, college is tough, right? Lots of pressure.
Absolutely. But then, get this, the day before she disappears, Maura packs her stuff, like really packs, and she takes out $280 from an ATM, then emails her professors about a family emergency.
Family emergency.
Which, turns out, never happened.
Hold on, so she makes up this whole family crisis.
Yeah.
Why? Was she running from something? Trying to pull off a disappearing act? Or is there something more to it?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It definitely makes you think she was planning something, though. I mean, why create this elaborate story unless you're trying to throw everyone off your trail?
It's like she wanted to disappear without a trace.
Maybe. But then we have the crash. February 9th, 2004. Maura's driving along Route 112, which, if you've never been, is this desolate stretch of road that cuts right through the White Mountains. Picture snow, winding roads, pretty isolated, especially in winter.
And she loses control, right?
Yeah. Hits a snowbank. Luckily, another driver sees the whole thing and stops to help.
Thank goodness someone saw it.
Right. He offers to call for help, but when he gets back, Maura is gone, just like that. Vanished.
It's eerie, almost like a ghost story. And her car.
Locked. All her things are still inside, wallet, phone, everything, and no signs of a struggle.
So it doesn't look like foul play, at least not at first glance. What do you make of that?
It's bizarre, right? Did someone force her into another car without leaving any evidence? Or did she wander off after the crash, maybe disoriented or injured?
Yeah, it's a puzzle. So obviously this becomes a missing person case. Local authorities jump in, search parties are sent out. We've got to remember, it's February in the White Mountains.
Yeah, those conditions are brutal. Rugged terrain, freezing temperatures, snow everywhere. Not exactly ideal for a search.
And time's of the essence in these cases.
Absolutely. The first 48 hours are critical. And in this case, the environment really worked against them.
So as the investigation drags on, the theories start popping up.
Oh, yeah. Lots of theories. One of the big ones, of course, is that Maura just decided to run away, start fresh, escape whatever pressure she was feeling.
Makes sense, given her actions before she disappeared. But if that's the case, why hasn't she reached out to anyone? Why leave all her stuff behind? It's a bit of a contradiction.
Exactly. And then you have the darker theories. Foul play. Was she a victim of something more sinister?
There have been some alleged sightings of her, right?
Yeah, a few people claim to have seen her after the crash. Problem is, none of them ever panned out.
So no solid proof, just whispers and shadows.
It's frustrating, but we can't ignore it. Especially when you consider that there have been other unsolved cases in that region. It makes you wonder if there's a connection.
That's a chilling thought. A possible serial predator lurking in the area. But then there's the theory that she just got lost in the wilderness.
Possible, given the weather and the terrain. It's not hard to get disoriented out there.
Especially after a car crash. Maybe she hit her head.
Could be. But the thing is, they did extensive searches. No trace of her.
Man, it seems like every answer just leads to more questions. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And all this time later, her family is still searching, still looking for answers. They've got a website dedicated to the case. They've done independent investigations. And there have even been some renewed efforts to find her in recent years.
It really shows how much these unsolved cases affect families. That need for closure, for answers, it never really goes away.
So here we are, left to ponder the mystery of Maura Murray. A case full of twists and turns, dead ends, and unanswered questions. What do you think happened? Is there something we're missing?
It's a question that's haunted investigators and armchair detectives for years. Maybe there's a clue out there, something someone overlooked. Or maybe we'll never know for sure.
It's a case that sticks with you, that's for sure. And maybe someday the truth will come out. Maybe someone out there knows something, has that missing piece of the puzzle.
And if they do, well, hopefully they come forward. Because Maura and her family deserve answers.
Couldn't agree more.
It's a mystery that deserves to be solved.
Well said. Thanks for taking this deep dive with me.
Anytime.
And to everyone listening, if you have any thoughts or theories about the Maura Murray case, we'd love to hear them. You can find us on all the usual social media channels.
And who knows, maybe your insight could be the key to finally unlocking this mystery.
Until next time, keep those minds curious and stay safe out there.
See ya.